Alright guys and gals, welcome back to part 3 of Can You Say Grain? This building that's in front of you right now is the one that I had kit bashed. Unfortunately, two of the clips that I had showing you a couple things that I did on here got lost. My camera screwed up when I was loading it into my computer. Anyhow, we'll start off with the roof, and as you can see, I've added the factory vents, and I also added a couple of vents of my own. I weathered this to a point that just the rust is showing. Other than that, there is no other weathering done to the building. Again, I think it's on the other side. I'll show it in a minute. But anyhow, Mr. Vassar, Mr. Bill Vassar, to answer your question, yes, I did add handrails up on the top. I installed both dust collectors on this side and on this side, but I originally was thinking of using this HO one, but when I put it up against the building it kind of dominated it, so I didn't want to use it, so I went with the factory dust blowers. Anyhow, the piping, and I did add my supports on here again with the piano wire, and we'll flip this around. And because this shed had to be longer, I had to scratch build the entire shed. I did my steel panel roof. I scratch built that also. Again, my pipe supports are here. My people door that I installed. And Mr. Ron Marsh, just want you to know that when I do the third kit, or the second build for this particular build, I did notice that on that one there was a people door. So I'm just wondering if when they put this kit together they just boxed it wrong. Anyhow, to get a little further on, the silos are done for this, but I'm not going to show those right now. I'm going to show them at the reveal. The only thing that this is waiting for right now is signage. So, with all that being said, we'll start on the next part of this build. Be back in a few. Alright guys, this is the second elevated I'm doing for Gary. This is all part of the same video. As you can see, I've got it pretty much all masked off. There's not quite as much disassembly on this one. It's basically do whatever I can to detail it and weather it, and then we'll go from there. But anyhow, I'm going to paint the two sheds. First I'm going to do it all primer gray, and then I'm going to paint the roofs in silver. And as you can see, I did partially disassemble it, because here's the roof components and the dust collectors. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and paint these up and get it ready for the next part. I am going to do something special on the roofs, and again I'll add just a little bit of weathering to this to satisfy Gary's needs. Anyhow, let's get on with the rest of this project. Alright guys, before we get on to the next part of this video, I'm going to give you guys a little heads up. As you can see right here, these are hobby blades, the number 11 blades, and they are Excel blades, not X-Acto. Anyhow, if you look around in Walmart, you'll find these, and a package of 5 cost $1.94. So that's just a heads up to save you some money on your blades when you need to get blades. The next part of this video is going to be what not to do. I tried to cheat on this model a little bit to try and save some time, and I went ahead and painted it my light gray that I was looking for, which happens to be this Bear product from Home Depot. I just picked out a light gray, and they made it up for me. Anyhow, I tried to do it with all the windows in there without disassembling this building. I thought I could save a bit of time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, so what I had to do is take off one wall, as you can see right here. And fortunately, the person who put this together didn't use I don't know if you used Elmer's glue or what, but this building just falls apart pretty easily. So I'm going to have to reinforce all of that. And on the corners, he didn't do a very good job on the corners either, so I'm going to have to put some angles on the corners to cover up the seams out of here. Anyhow, I had to pop all the windows out, and again, like I said, I don't know what kind of glue he used, but they popped out fairly easy. And what I did was, I soaked them in dish detergent overnight to get all the paint off, and this morning, with a soft toothbrush, I was able to clean the windows up. As far as the doors go, that are back there, I'm going to go ahead and, since they're out, I'm going to go ahead and paint them a different color just to give it a little bit more detail. Anyhow, I'm going to get on with this, and I'm going to go ahead and put another coat of paint on this because some of the paint just didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. So, here's another thing you can see right here, how well this guy put this together. Now, I found out from Gary that he did not put these together. He bought these already built. So that could be a reason why that one people doll was missing from the first kit that I did. Anyhow, let me go ahead and get this painted up and get the windows back in, and we'll see where we'll go from there. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got most of the windows and stuff back in there. That was a tedious job cleaning everything up. That's something that you guys should know, not to do what I did. Anyhow, I did add some lights in this one also, and I don't know if you're going to see it, but I will turn the lights out. Can you see that? There you go. And right now I'm using a 9-volt battery, but I would suggest, Gary, when you get this, to use a wall wart to power this up, no less than 9 volts. And as you can see, I painted the white wire at the tip red to let you know that this is the positive side. Anyhow, I'm going to continue and put this wall back in there, and then I'll go ahead and hit the roof and wait for decals to come, and pretty much this project will be done. Anyhow, let me get going with that and bring it back as soon as I get that wall reinstalled. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got the building all together again. And I had to add these corner pieces here because the person who put this together previously did not do a very good job on it, and the corners wouldn't line up perfectly. I also added these cross sections to make them look like they are separate panels. And the next project I'm going to be doing on this is the roof sections. As you can see, I've already got 2 of them on there. The third one is going to require some handrails because there is a door here, and there's 2 dust collectors that sit up here, and there has to be handrails up there for safety precautions. Anyhow, stay tuned, and I will show you how I accomplish putting handrails on here. Alright guys, we're going to start the process of putting handrails on this third roof section. As you can see, I've got the 2 side ones mounted already, and I wanted a stanchion to be right up against the building, and I also want stanchions at the corners here. So as you can see, that I have cut them long, and I will put this piece in between those, but before I do that, I need to add a stanchion onto this side. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of handrail, and I will cut it right there, and I will attach it to the end of this, and there'll be stanchions all the way around where they're supposed to be. Anyhow, I'll get going with this, and I'll bring you back when I get it done. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got my handrails all done, and I added my stanchions at the corners and at the building that I wanted to do. Stanchions on both sides. Anyhow, this guy is ready. We're going to be putting him up here pretty soon. And then the next thing I got to do is to take these little guys right here for the supports for the dust collectors. Even though I've been working on N-scale for quite a while, some parts are still real tedious to do, so I won't do this on camera just because I might get mad and throw it against the wall or something like that. Just kidding. Anyhow, let me get on with that, and I'll show you the completed part of that build. We're getting close to the end of this project. I have one more thing to do on this. His water tower needs to get some detail and some decals, which I am still waiting for. Joe G is doing decals for me, and I know he's been on vacation here. So as soon as he gets back from vacation, I'm sure he'll get these decals to me. Anyhow, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, as I wait for these two pieces to dry up on the stanchion, or whatever you want to call it, to dry, I had asked Gary if he could send me the conveyor belt or the conveyor house that goes on top of here. He said he'd look for it and couldn't find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build one for him. Anyhow, I found some scrap metal siding for it, and I will construct this piece. And as you can see, I've got the pitch on the roof done, and it's always better to draw these on the back side because it's smoother and you'll be able to get a better cut and a better drawing of it. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you back when this part is done. Alright guys, first of all I want to thank Sparky and Ron and Peter for this great little gift that they sent me. As you can see, I'm using my turntable here, and what you're looking at is the head house or conveyor house, or whatever you want to call it. Basic construction, 4 walls and a roof, and a little bit of weathering. I don't know if you guys can see the weathering, but there is some weathering on there. So we'll take this guy away, and the second thing I want to show you guys is I have completed the dust collectors and the handrails, and everything is all mounted there. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for decals. At the time of this video, I found out that Joe has been on vacation, a family vacation, which is great, but I'm waiting for him to finish my decals and get them to me. So maybe the reveal will be in this video. I'm not 100% sure. The final thing that Gary wanted me to do was he had bought this Walther's water tower, completed assembly, already built, and he wants me to weather it up for him, and we'll see how that goes. But again, this is going to get a decal also that I'm waiting for. Anyhow, we'll continue on with this, and hopefully I can do the reveal, but if not, then I'll do a separate video on the reveal. So let's get working on this guy. Alright guys, finally got this water tower pretty much weathered out, as you can see. I know Gary likes his stuff nice and dirty. I also went ahead and I painted the safety cages and the ladders with this Model Masters, and it's called Chrome Yellow. I don't know if you guys are going to see that. Anyhow, this comes as a built unit, so the only way I could do was buy brush, and that's what I did. Anyhow, apparently these were places that Gary saw when he was a kid growing up, and one of the places is called Palco, and I'll see if I can get in there and show you the decal that's on there. There you go, and so you can see that. And so I got he keeps asking me, when am I going to get done, when am I going to get done? But then he tells me he's going to send me another water tower for him to do, for me to do. Sorry about that. Anyhow, at this point, we're going to call this video good, and I will show you the completed structures on my layout, and then we'll say that'll be the end of this video. So stay tuned, and I'll try and get this all set up on my layout, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Alright guys, what you're looking at right now is the very beginning build that I did for the series. This is the one that I had kit bashed together, and I think it came out pretty good. The decals actually worked out pretty good on this one because there was enough letters and enough silos for me to actually splice the letters and put them directly onto the silos. and I believe Gary requested that. And I did the same thing up here in the corner. I put the name of the business. Alright, so now we'll come around to this side. Please excuse the mess, guys. This has been a mess for the past 6 months, I think, and I got to get back on it, start getting my layout together. Anyhow, again, this is another place that Gary grew up with when he was a kid. This is Palco, and here is the elevator itself completed. Unfortunately, the signage on this one I was not able to do on the silos. There was either too many silos or not enough letters, one or the other. I tried, but it didn't work out. Anyhow, again, this structure is occupying the space where my further zoner will go, and it also can get between 8 and 10 cars depending on the size of the cars. Anyhow, let's go ahead and swing back around here. And like I said earlier, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget my PayPal me account. Every little bit helps. Thank you to the guys who have supported me so far. I really appreciate that. And as always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out.